Hello and welcome to Elizabeth's Craft Room. Today I'm going to show you a project that I've been showing at some workshops. I've been showing them for a couple of months. They have been really popular, and so I had been asked to do a video as well so that when people are following the measurements they can actually remember just how to make them. Isn't this cute? The nice thing about this little pop-up card, and this is an Easter version, is the fact that it goes flat into a regular envelope. So the sizes I've got are for a regular envelope. So let's get started. We're going to do a slightly different colourway, and we're going to do a best wishes card today. So I'm going to start off with the basic piece of cardstock. Now I have pre-scored this. This is 9 inches by 5 inches, and it is scored at, let's turn that round, 2 1/8, 4 1/4, 6 3/8 and 8 1/2, and then it is scored down this way at 2 3/4 inches. So the first thing I'm going to do is a little bit of cutting. I'm going to bring my trimmer in, and I'm going to cut out first of all this little piece here, which is the little tab piece on the edge. Do that with my scissors, and then I'm going to line up my score lines and trim just down to this middle line. So lining up the score lines with the trimmer and just cutting down to the middle. You can also do this with scissors, but it is quite easy with the trimmer. Okay, so we've done those 4 cuts. Now I'm going to put the box together, but the first thing I'm going to do is to fold down those 3 cuts there, leave the one that's next to the tab, and then fold inwards along those bottom pieces, including that final tab. Now the tab here is where I'm going to put my glue. So I'm just going to put a little line of Tombow along there. You could also use sticky strip if you prefer, but Tombow will hold it just fine. You just have to wait a couple of seconds while it dries. There we go. So this is the one I didn't bend down, and that's going to be reinforced and stand up at the back. And so you can already see this box coming together. So the next pieces I'm going to put in are the little supports that allow your daffodils in this case, or whatever it is that you're having, to stand up. So we need these two, I don't know how well you can see that, 2 little supports in there. So these are done with cardstock, and I have cut these at 3 inches by 1 1/2, and then I have scored at 1/2 inch from each end. Just double check, yes, that is 3 inches. Okay, and you can see I've put sticky strip on those tabs, and I'm folding them in a Z shape, a Z shape. And that's quite important. You need to do the same on both tabs, and you need to be sticking them the same way. And it's that shape that helps the card to fold nicely into an envelope. So I'm just going to peel off the backing of the red sticky strip. There we go. So I'm going to use the back of the box as my guide, and I'm going to line this edge here up with the back of the box. I'm just holding the other flat inwards so it doesn't stick in the wrong place, and I'm laying that just below the top of the box there. Well, you can see that. And then getting that lined so it looks pretty straight, I'm going to give that a gentle press down, and then I'm going to fold. And by doing that, you make sure that your piece is going to fold perfectly. There you go, that's in. And now we do the next one. So make sure your Z or your Z is in the same direction. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to use this piece here lined up against the front. Again, to get that straight, I'm going to hold this one in. Just turn this around to work it with it. and line that up straight against the front. And make sure I've got them roughly in the right place. That looks good. And then fold again. I've got little bits of red sticky strip backing all over the place. Okay, so that's basically it. That is how easy it is to make the pop-up box bit. So now we're going to do a bit of decoration. I'm using this beautiful, beautiful paper. This is the Watercolour Wonder Designer Series paper, which is in the Spring Summer catalogue. It's $9.95 for 12-inch by 12-inch sheets, all double-sided. And it's just beautiful. There's the little grey dots you can see on the back here, but each and every piece in that pack, you won't know which side to use because they're all so gorgeous. Okay, but luckily you get 12 pieces, so you can use all the sides. You're going to need 7 pieces of designer paper on here. They're just a smidgen smaller than the box. They're coming out at, I've got my centimetre side here at the moment. They're coming out at 2.5 by 1 7/8 inches. And you're going to put 4 on the top pieces, 1 on that back panel, and 3 on those panels. And then I like to lift it up and put some on the panels at the bottom as well. You don't have to do this, but I think it finishes the card nicely. And the final one. Now we don't need to do the back because we're going to reinforce the back with a little bit more cardstock and a little bit of stamping. Okay, so there's the basis of the box. So time for a bit of stamping. I've got some Whisper White cardstock here. That's an envelope. Let's try again. I've got some Whisper White cardstock here, and I'm going to just stamp with the Blessed Easter stamp set. Now, because it's now after Easter and I'm going to use this this stamp set all the way through the year, I've actually cut off the greeting. I've clear mounted mine. You could also stick it on the other side of the block so that you can use your these beautiful tulips all year round. Okay, so I'll just put a little piece of paper down there. I'm going to reach for my stays on and just ink up this stamp. I'm going to colour that in with markers. You could also do it with blender pens or with an aqua painter. But I'm just going to, just for speed today, just colour this in with markers. It's a beautiful stamp. Just a highlight. So I've done that with So Saffron was the first one, she says, looking, and Daffodil Delight, just to give a little bit of definition. And then I'm going to do the leaves in Pear Pizzazz, just a soft green. There we go. And now I need to cut these out. Now, depending on how you, the image that you're using, you might want to use something like window sheet to support the image from behind. And I'll show you at the end another example of that being done. But with this one, by leaving a little bit of the white in as I cut round, and I am doing this a little bit quickly, bear with me, rather than just cutting where the stems are and taking all that white out, you actually leave enough strength just with the Whisper White cardstock without having to add window sheet or any acetate or anything to give strength to the project. Okay, sweet. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to just pop these into the box now. I've got a couple of, here's one I did earlier, so you don't have to watch me do that 3 times. And what you do is you put the glue actually on the front of the image, because you're going to stick these on the back of those little shelves, those little tabs that we've put in. See if I can get that in the light properly. There you go. You see that stuck onto the back. So we'll do the next one. So this one goes on to that middle shelf, if you like. And then the final one actually sticks right onto the front, butts up against the front of the box itself. So if you can see, that's what they look like from above. Isn't that pretty? Now the greeting I'm going to use is Best Wishes, and this comes from Petite Pears. I'm going to stamp that in StazOn. And punch that out with a 1 1/4 inch circle punch. There we go. And I'm going to layer that up on a couple of punched shapes. I've got the 1 3/8 circle, 1 3/4 circle, 1 3/4 scallop circle, and let's say that 1 1/4 inch circle punch. And those are all coordinating with the colours that are in the designer paper. There we go. And just to finish, I've stamped once again onto a strip of cardstock. This is 5 inches by 1 3/4, and then a little 1/4 of an inch bigger all round for the layer. And this will not only give you somewhere to write on the card, but it will also give some strength to the back piece that we want to continue to stand up. So that's where I'm going to stick that on. And in case you're wondering how you write on it, of course you fold it flat, and then you can write your greeting on there. Let me turn that round and pop it up, and there you go. They're just so pretty, these cards. There's my other colourway that I've been doing. I'm laying them down rather than standing them up, because when they stand, of course, they do fine for the camera. Right, and let me just show you the other one with acetate. Isn't this sweet? So I've got little cakes on this one, and because they were small images, I've actually put these on little strips of acetate, and I've just attached them with a glue dot, and different greeting there, and little cake and things at the back. So lots of ideas. Have a little go at this, and I look forward to seeing you back at Elizabeth's craft room soon. And do show me the ones you've made.